From Upper Arlington High School in Columbus, Ohio, the Ohio Lacrosse Foundation presents the 1998 Ohio Classic All-Star Lacrosse Games featuring the Ohio Men's High School All-Star Game. Hello everyone, I'm Joe Winterreese alongside Bill Wolford from Worthington Kilbourne High School, the head men's lacrosse coach there. And Coach, a beautiful, beautiful day we have here at Upper Arlington.
We do have a great day, and we've looked forward to this for quite some time. These are Ohio's seniors' best lacrosse players. Most of these guys have been a pain in my side for 4 years, so I'm glad to see them go.
And these guys going to some big-time schools.
They're going to some great schools, a lot of Ivies, a lot of Division I schools, and they're getting a chance to strut their stuff one last time.
And I'm sure they're going to enjoy this opportunity, a chance to have fun before they face the rigors of being a freshman athlete.
Absolutely. This is their one last shot, and they want to prove to everybody else that they're as good as everybody said they were.
What are we going to look for in this game?
I think you're going to see a high-scoring game. You're going to see a lot of one-on-one situations. It may be a little sloppy at first, but I think as the game progresses, you're going to see things pick up. It should be a great game.
We're looking forward to it. Face-off of the game is on, and the white team moving left to right has the ball now and moving into the offensive end.
These are Ohio's best seniors. These are the guys that have given me headaches all season long, and they're out to again prove their stuff one last time.
The white team challenging the blue, and in goal Vivek Sahal for the blue team, number 3.
You can hear the defense talking, continually communicating with each other, letting each defenseman know where the ball is and where each other is in case one of them gets beaten, they need help.
And in an all-star game like this where teams don't have a lot of time to practice, that communication key.
You betcha. You don't have a whole lot of teamwork defensively, and these guys are going to go to the cage. They're going to put on a good show for us.
Joe Miller moving to the net, but has it taken away from him. And here come the blue right back down the field, number 23 for the blue. It's Greg Gortz. He's got it. A shot on goal missed to the left. And the white team scoops up off the ground and begins the attempt to clear.
Ben Kahalski with the ball. Very active goalie. Up and out.
The ball now in the hands of Scott Jackson. Jackson
going coast
into
to
the
coast.
cage and scores.
He gets the assist from his teammate, Ben Kahalski from Thomas Worthington. And that's kind of fun to see a guy go coast to coast like that.
Scott Jackson putting on the Jets. Let's take another look at it, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Makes a great move, makes a nice little stick fake here, and basically slams the door on the goalie, Vivek Sahai.
So it's 1-0 in favor of the white. We'll be on the right of the scoreboard here when we put that up. 13:36 to go. We're playing 15-minute quarters today.
Typically, this game's been a high-scoring affair. Last year, we played in torrential downpour, and we still had a 17-16 game. So you can bet we're going to get 17, 18 goals today.
Nate Reed right now with the ball. Passes it inside in a hard check on Greg Gortz.
It was number 8, Gordon Friedrich from St. Ignatius, making a nice play.
Ball will go over to White on the
We had a loose ball push.
Call.
We had a loose ball push, and basically the official's going to stop playing, award the ball to the offended team. Now, once he crosses the midfield line, he's got 10 seconds to get the ball into the offensive box. Here we have an offsides call because the White didn't have enough guys in the offensive half.
And how many exactly do they have to have? Explain that rule.
Well, in order to stay onside, including the goalie, you have to have four players. Any combination, be they defensemen or middies. Quick little garbage out in front.
The goal scored by Hunter.
I think that was Hunter Walter.
Hunter Walter.
From University School. It happened to be at the right place at the right time. Makes it 2-zip.
So quickly the white team out in front. And upcoming. Yet another face-off. We have one of these after every goal scored.
You know, it was in 1978 when the NCAA decided to take the face-off out of the game to speed up play. And it failed miserably, and they decided that in 79 they'd put it right back in. So they're always attempting to make the game a little bit quicker. But an illegal procedure call, the white team moved on the face-off, so they award the ball to blue.
This is Scott Jackson, or pardon me, Chuck Neihart with the ball for the blue team. Number 40 was bringing it upfield, and errant pass goes out of bounds, and the ball is awarded to the white.
Number up. Who you got? Number up.
You can hear the blue on defense calling out their men. They're playing the man-to-man. And everybody trying to draw up their man and let everybody know who's covered by whom.
Now in this situation, you've got 3 attackmen playing 3 defensemen and a goalie, so the defense has an advantage. So they're trying to find the open man. Good quick couple passes.
One more.
Some very physical play thus far. We've seen a couple hard checks, some hard slaps with the stick.
You're going to find the defenseman going after the attackman in Mitty's hands. If you take away the hands, you're going to take away the ball. There's just a great situation that where the attackman checks the defenseman's hands and the ball goes out of bounds.
David Althusson losing control of the ball there. And White inbounds the ball. Greg Albers with it. Gives it up, quick shot, misses wide, and the ball goes out of bounds. Now, explain exactly how the possession works on a shot that rolls out of bounds.
On a shot, the ball's going to be awarded to the team that's closest to the ball when it goes out. So in that situation, Vivek Sahai was closest to the ball, so the defense was awarded the ball. Situation like this, and the ball goes out of bounds on the sideline, it goes to the team that touched it, that didn't touch it. The team that touched it last loses possession.
Official corrects himself, calls the ball out off the white team. And blue has possession, down 2-0 with 11:42 to go here in the first quarter. This is Chuck Neihart moving quickly down the field. His pass for Scott Mayhew goes out of bounds, and White will take the ball.
Again, you're going to find these guys haven't played in a while. And some of the crispness, some of the passing that normally during the season is very good, may not be quite as sharp. You'll see a lot of good individual play this game, though.
Want to talk about that individual play here. Exactly what can a guy do in a one-on-one situation? What kind of moves can he put on in order to get himself free?
Well, the best thing he can do, obviously what he wants to do is beat his man. He wants to go to the cage. So we had White with a push when the ball was on the ground, so it's awarded. Typically, if there's a push with possession, it's a 30-second penalty. But when the ball's on the ground, they just award possession to the other team. So back to your question, you want to beat your guy to the cage. It really doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you beat him, you get there.
And when you don't have the ball, in order to get free, any sort of special things that you implore your players to use?
You want to move. Great save by Ben Kahalski. And a goal.
On the rebound, Ben Kahalski has it squirt through, and that puts the first tally on the board for the blue team. And with 10:53 to go here in the first quarter, the white team out in front, 2-1.
Again, we've made the analogy with basketball and lacrosse. You want to work without the ball.
And here's a good example of that here on our replay.
Again, Ben's in great position. He's down and low, makes a great save. Tries to rake it in. In the process, we get the attackman on the crease, squirt it right under his stick.
Another illegal procedure on the white team on the face-off, and the blue team will take possession.
He awarded possession because the Mitty facing off stepped on the other Mitty stick.
Blue team with the ball on the right-hand side of the net, trying to come inside and doing so successfully. was the blue. They lost possession for a moment but regained, and now pass it out, try to set it up top.
Typically, your defense isn't going to push much outside the box, which is our dotted line and in the line out top in front of the cage.
That was Greg Gortz getting his stick knocked out of his hand, showing some great tenacity, picking the stick right back up and going back after the ball. And Gortz's tenacity pays off as the blue team and Hunter Walter attempt the shot, but the shot thwarted.
Ben Gahalski playing great position, sitting on the pipe, using his body to make the save. Again, ideally, offensively, you want to create numbers. You want to have more on offense than they have defense and basically get to the point where you're one-on-one with the goalie. Scott Jackson with a great move to get the ball to Jeff Sabota, who shoots wide.
I'm sorry, I had my colors mixed up. 23 for the blue, that's Carl Ewan. The bright sunshine. Certainly should be able to get my colors straight.
Because we're not used to the sun.
Great team offensively, number 41.
Good strong defensive play by Aaron French, keeping his man away from the cage, pushing him back behind the goal.
Number 43 with the ball, that's John McGrail. Flips it to the left wing. The defense of the blue comes away with it. Here comes David Althison. David's knocked off the ball, but there to pick it up. It's one of his teammates helping him out a little bit there.
Great steal by
Richie
Scott Jackson.
But as you said, Scott Jackson comes up with the steal and the white back in the offensive end. And on the attack, trying to force one through that time, was Scott Jackson, but unable to do so. Sahal was able to stop him.
You know, the play's been a little bit sloppy to start with, and I think you'd expect that. The guys are trying to get a feel for offensively and defensively what each team is doing, and I think everybody wants to show off a little bit, and sometimes you push too much in those situations.
Blue team having some difficulty holding on to the sticks. Maybe need some rosin on those gloves.
You got it, you got it. Help back, help back. Help.
Blue retrieves the ball.
You hear the goalie calling for the ball. The goalie's got a view of the field, so typically you want the defense to throw the goalie the ball so he can get the quick outlet pass up the field, start the offense.
Blue man with the ball now is Tom Stenta. Here's the ball out in front and swings it across to the right point. Kevin Morris on the attack, flips it behind, a shot on goal, good. Scored for number 42, Tim Stenta. The old give and go. Stenta involved in the offense from the get-go on that one. And that ties our score at 2 with 7:27 remaining. Let's take a look at it on the replay.
A situation where the ball goes to X, which is the point behind the cage. He sees the field. The midi slides in behind his defender and puts it right over the goalie's shoulder. That's an awful tough save for that goalie to make when it's in that tight.
Good looking play for Tim Stenta. He is a National Merit Commended Scholar, and we'll be mentioning this throughout the course of the game. These guys moving on to some pretty prestigious universities. Tim will be heading off to Princeton to be a Tiger.
Jason Cover with the face-off. You know, possessing the ball is so important in this game because obviously without the ball you're not going to score. And if you can control the face-off, you're going to control an awful big part of the game.
There's another part of the game where that comes into play, and that's picking the ball up off the ground.
I don't think there's any question about that. The team that has the ball, has the most ground balls during the course of the game, is typically the team that wins.
Get in!
Looks like we have one of those loose ball pushes again, and the white will take the ball.
4-5.
Defense calling out their man, and the blue picks off the ball. Number 14 with it now is Nate Kennedy. He gives it up to the middle of the field, and the ball bouncing around loosely. White needs to jump on it. Don't want that ball bouncing around in the middle like that.
No, you don't. That's the worst place you want the ball because you never know what's going to happen. The ball gets into the wrong stick, and before you know it, the ball's by the goalie.
Ball was bouncing around in that area where it looks like they laid down some new grass.
Yep, I think Arlington just spent some money and time in replacing the field just for this event to make sure it's in top-notch condition.
Number 33 with the ball behind the net now is Mark Engel, and the White defense did a nice job of shutting him off as he was making a run at the cage.
This is J.P. Brewer with the ball. Number 45 was Brian Zurcher, slid underneath his defenseman. He comes back with a shot.
A great-looking save by Kahalski, and the White will clear. This is Kahalski with the ball now.
Ben was very solid this year for Thomas Worthington, the mainstay on their defense.
And Bill looks to be very active.
He is very active. If you're not looking, he'll come out and knock your socks off, which you get that in the back of your mind, and when you're thinking about catching the ball, you're not concentrating on putting the ball in the hole like you should.
Number 12 puts it in play. That's A.J. James, but he has it picked off by number 45 of the White. There he is, Bruce Schnabel.
Again, offensively, you want to get the ball behind the cage as quickly as possible because the person behind the cage can see the field.
There it is right now behind the cage, and it comes out. A shot deflected by Sahal. But the White picks it up in the corner. They start to move it back out into the middle. There it is on the ground.
In that situation, the goalie is protected by the crease. If the ball is within that crease area, nobody can check a stick. If it's outside, they can go under a stick to get the ball.
The blue clears the White offensive chance, and the ball is now in the hands of Kevin Morris. Passes it off, just as I say that, to number 33, Mark Engel, who gives it back to Morris. Morris on the ground now, being checked by two men. And White comes away with it.
Get in!
Nice looking diagonal pass.
Typically,
bounces away wildly.
Typically, the diagonal pass is where you're going to find most people open because the defense plays the man adjacent to the ball.
And Coach, talk a little bit about the passing pattern that you want to employ.
Well, basically, again, every time we get the ball, we're looking for a diagonal. You're looking for passing lanes. Much the same in basketball. They're going to develop because we push out on the people adjacent to the ball.
Top right, Jack!
White team with a nice cut. That was number 35 with a shot, Fiorni, but blocked nicely.
Vivek Sahai comes up with a nice save, gets the ball out quickly to the middies.
So Sahai having a good-looking game. Our two goaltenders today, thwarting some serious offensive pushes. Ball goes out of bounds to the White.
J.P. Brewer just called with a ward, which is when you take your offhand and push the stick away so that the defenseman can't check the ball from you.
Coming in, 4-2.
Again, here's your settle clear where the defense has a definite advantage. You can see right that there's a 3-on-2 situation, and once the attackman plays the goalie, he's got to look for that open man, in which he finds.
Finds number 45, Bruce Schnabel. Throws it in, the shot no good, and there is a big-time reason why it was no good, and he is number 14 of the blue, Nate Kennedy, who laid the lumber out on that shot. Some serious contact out in front of the net.
I guarantee the next time he takes a shot, he's going to be hearing footsteps.
Bet that bell's going to be ringing for a little while. The blue defense getting very physical and leading to them coming away with the steal. Now here comes the blue back in transition, but the White picks it off nicely, and they head back down the field.
Top right, who's hot?
I'll tell you, the guy's got to be in great shape to be able to make it up and down that field 3 or 4 times.
That was Kennedy again forcing the White attacker to change his course of direction and change his mind on the shot. He thought he had a direct line, but there was Kennedy sneaking up behind him to check it. 36 with the ball is Ryan Garvey. He fires in, no good. Sahai again there. Sahai the man on the spot in the goal for the blue.
Good quick outlet pass to Matt Yeager, and he's getting the ball up and out.
Ooh, Yeager saw a man in front,
Mark Engel trying to squeeze one in to get an easy goal, and just didn't quite make it. You know, typically having coached this game, you're going to tell the players, particularly the offensive players, go to the cage, make something happen, put on a nice show. Same thing defensively. Throw your stuff. Give them your best look and see what happens.
There's Zucker with the shot and the goal.
Right over Ben Kahalski's shoulder, an awful tough place, especially when you're in that tight.
Brian Zucker with the goal to put the Blue up in front 3-2.
And coming across the crease, the goalie zooming into a stick, takes it down, and the ball takes a nice bounce up and over his off-stick side. That's a tough save to make.
Brian Zucker, honorable mention All-Ohio in 97, first team All-Ohio in 98. So Brian improving his game this year, and he will attend Butler University, plans to play lacrosse. Brian the Bulldog for next year.
Butler had a great year this year. They made it to the NCAA tournament for the first time ever. And they've got a great number of kids from Worthington and Arlington and Central Ohio to bolster their team. So things are looking pretty bright over in Indianapolis.
White with the ball. That's Holzheimer in control. He's number 38. Fires it behind the cage, just as the coach talked about, trying to get it back there quickly. This is Cease with it. Flips it out to the left.
Again, the offensive players have to see when they're doubled so they can give up the ball to the open man.
White team trying to control, looking for somebody, looking for a cutter. Man taking it all by himself. Shot no good. The ball will stop short of going out of bounds. And a fight ensues for it, a stick fight. Four guys down there now.
In this situation, you have one guy call the man, who bodies the man out, and the other guy takes the ball. Makes picking that ball much easier.
And I'll tell you what, if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't know this was an all-star game. These guys are playing for real.
Yeah, I think, again, it's been a little sloppy.
There's Derek Diggs, number 31.
I think he caught Ben off guard.
And there's Derek Diggs. He puts the shot on net, catches Ben, as you said, a little bit off guard. I don't think he was expecting it to come that fast.
I don't think he was thinking he was going to shoot it that quickly. And again, when the ball comes that quick, when you're in that tight, you don't have a whole lot of time to react.
It puts the Blue up 4-2 with 57 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. We're going to have ourselves another face-off. A very exciting first period of play here in the Men's Classic. The Blue comes away with yet another face-off, something that they've done with regularity so far in the quarter. The shot no good off the post, and cleared by the White.
That post is the goalie's best friend. Jason Cover coming down on the break with the ball and taking a nice shot.
Schnabel with the ball now for the White. He's wearing number 45. They're playing in the last 34 seconds of the first quarter. The ball goes loose behind the net. And the Blue comes away with it.
I'm going to try and get it up the field.
Quick outlet.
Get it up the field quickly and get a shot off.
Get in! 2-8!
Picking it up now, number 34, Eric Granger. Ball will go out of bounds with 5 seconds to go. And the White will be in possession. I think we're going to see one long pass, and possibly a shot will go wide, and
trying to make a desperation shot at the end of the quarter, see if you can't get a cheap one.
and as the horn sounds, that's the end of the first quarter. The Ohio Men's All-Star Lacrosse game, the score is 4-2 in favor of the Blue, and we'll be right back. And we're ready for the start of the second quarter. The teams back out onto the field after getting a quick drink of water, some fluids, which are very important on this very warm and sunny day. 4-2, the Blue team leads, and we have some changes at goal.
Tucker Bohm's in for the White team from Wellington School, and number 4, Aaron Shaftel for the Blue. And quickly, Blue's up and at it.
33 for the Blue, Mark Engel. moving the ball down quickly. He gets it back on the give and go. The goalie falls down, but the Blue unable to capitalize.
Again, all-star game like this, the kids are just kind of feeling each other out. Some of them are used to playing with some of the other guys in the team, and I think you'll start to see things come together a little bit better.
Shot on goal, exactly what you were talking about, comes together real well for the White that time. A real quick pass.
And Greg Schmidt with a rocket from the left side to cut. Aaron Shaftel not quite ready.
Gets the feed from Greg Albers. And Greg Schmidt gets the tally. And you were right, an absolute rocket, a vapor trail off the end of that one makes the score 4-3.
You know, we have 3 different divisions of lacrosse in Ohio, and we have kids from the 2nd and 3rd division playing with the upper division, the upper Arlingtons and the Worthingtons, and the kids are a little nervous coming out, and it takes them a while to work off the butterflies. And I'll guarantee you, as the game progresses, the whole game will get much better, and the kids will feel much more comfortable playing with each other.
A very entertaining contest so far. So we have ourselves a 4-3 game, 14-16 to go here in the second quarter.
Mark Angles, another face-off. Again, that face-off, man, is critical in controlling the ball.
Oh, beautiful ball fakes that time.
That's J.P. Brewer in tight and just shoots a little bit wide.
Had the open net on a couple great-looking ball fakes.
You want to make as many ball fakes you can to get the goalie out of position, to leave as much of the net open as you can to get the easy layup. And unfortunately on that one, the layup didn't go in.
You talk about making hard ball fakes with the ball in this net. It doesn't look like it's possible.
Well, the kids have to work their pocket. They've got to be confident with their stick. And once that happens, it's amazing what you can do with the ball. We have a penalty situation where the blue team is down a man. White is going to try and take an advantage and move the ball to get the blue defense out of position.
White with the ball doing exactly that, working it around the horn.
You can see the blue team rotating.
Shot on goal, nice save that time by Shaftel. That one looked to catch him a little bit off guard, but he was able to recover.
Yeah, Hunter Walters sent a little rocket, hit him by dead square in the chest.
And the blue, a man down, trying to take advantage. A quick break opportunity, and the ball will roll out of bounds.
Now the white team is still up a man, but they've got to clear the ball in order to get that extra man opportunity at the offensive end. That pass right there, a little bit dangerous.
And it costs them a goal.
And Jeff Sabota picks up the garbage out front and slams it home. Of all the places you want to throw the ball, you don't want to put it in front of the cage because that's exactly what happens.
Let's take a look at exactly what happened on that play from the goalie's perspective.
Ball was overthrown to the goalie, and it goes right smack dab in the front of the cage, and Jeff Sabota's right there to pick up the easy bunny.
So that makes our score 5-3 Blue. 13-14 remaining here in the second quarter. Yet another face-off. Talk about this face-off. The ball starts down on the ground. The player's hunched over. What's the key?
The quickness. You want to get that ball up and out as fast as you can. The stronger and quicker you are, the better chance you have of getting that ball. Your wing players, you can see you have a long pole out there. He's trying to just kind of create havoc and check the stick to make sure the other team doesn't get the ball.
The ball bouncing around. Nobody able to gain good possession of it right now. As you can see, guys' bodies and sticks just flying all over the place at this point.
Yeah, those scrums can be frustrating.
44, Matt Yeager finally clears it out for the blue team, who now has possession, or had possession momentarily. And the ball is loose in a push, and it'll be blue ball.
Yeah, Jeff Sabota's getting picked on there, and we got to push on the defense, and the blue team gets the ball back.
So the blue team with the ball, that's number 31 right now, Derek Diggs. And Derek brings it into the offensive set. Looking for a pass, overthrows his man, and the ball stops before crossing the white line on the far side away from us.
The middies, when they're playing defense, when they see a pass coming to their man, they're not trying to catch a ball. What they want to do is check the stick so that the offensive player cannot catch the ball, and then the ball will travel out of bounds.
J.P. Brewer with it behind the net now. He's number 17. working hard behind the net. And taken away from him by number 12, Sean McCarthy. But Brewer gets it right back.
He gets it back, gets the ball back to X. We call it X because if you take the two pipes on the back of the cage, where they would cross, that is the position where you'd want the ball to be behind the cage.
There's Brian Zurcher trying a shot. He already has a goal on the day. It goes wide. And back to pick it up is Brewer. Brewer behind the net, working out to the left, gets it back out in front on the left side.
You're going to see a whole lot of plays very similar to basketball plays. A pick and pass away, a pick and roll, clear outs. The drills that we do in practice are the same drills that they do in basketball.
It's a nice looking one-on-one move there. And a good looking save by the White goal.
Tucker Boehm has 4 seconds to clear the crease to get the ball up the field, and he gets it up and out right away.
And here comes the Blue back on the offensive end. Seems like they've been down there the majority of the first 5 minutes of this quarter.
They've been down here a lot, but they haven't put too many in yet.
But that has to wear on the goalie.
There's no question. Not only does it wear on the goalie, but it wears on the entire defense when they've got to think they've always got their back to the wall.
And you see it there in the errant pass. Picked off by the Blue, but as you said, the Blue with many opportunities just unable to convert at this point. There's Sabota with the ball.
Jeff Sabota come with a little sidearm, which is kind of difficult for the goalie to see because he hides his stick behind his back, and when he goes to shoot, he just lets it fly.
J.P. Brewer inlets the ball.
And again, typical all-star game. We're watching a lot of one-on-one stuff.
To the left point. And there you see the harassing by the midfielder, or the wing rather, with the nice long stick, and he pokes it away. Exactly what you were talking about before.
Yep, that's certainly the advantage of playing with a long pole. You got a better reach, you got a better chance of getting that ball. Nice feed, cross crease.
Unable to convert was the White, and we have ourselves penalty flags. First time we've seen the flags in a while.
We got the laundry flying. We have a slash. And a slash on the White team. I'm sorry, the Blue team. So they're going to be, the White team will have an extra man situation for 1 minute. And basically what you want to do is move the ball to a position where you can outnumber the defense. You do it quickly, cut through, get a position where you can get a point-blank shot on the goalie.
So for 1 minute, the White will have an advantage, and here we go. The White down 2. 9:48 to go here in the second quarter. Working it around.
The quicker you can move the ball, the faster you move the defense, the easier it is to get them out of position.
It looks as if the White is just winding up as they send the ball around the horn.
Defense is doing a nice job shutting off the alleys and knocking down passes.
They're able to pick it off, but the White comes up with the steal in the middle. That's Ryan Garvey. Picked up and returned out to Gortz. Inside is Garvey. He can't convert. And the Blue team comes away with it.
Aaron Shaftel with a great save at point-blank range. You know, you'd think being an extra man you'd have a much better advantage, but typically good man-up teams are only between 30 and 40%.
And look at the Blue team coming back with the short-handed goal. That's Jeff Sabota, the guy who was getting picked on a little bit earlier, right down in front of us, getting banged around a little bit, gets his revenge, gets the goal, and it's now a 6-3 ball game, 8:57 to go. Let's take a look at Jeff.
Well, you see the ball. J.P. Brewer throws a nice cross-crease feed. Defense is caught sleeping. Tucker Boehm has no chance of making that save.
And it looks as if we're going to have a timeout on the field, and Coach just gives us a good opportunity to talk about exactly what sort of planning and organization had to go into creating this kind of an event to draw this kind of a crowd, and it is a good crowd at this point.
Well, about a year ago, the forces or the powers that be knew with the World Games in Baltimore that they couldn't handle the North-South game in Baltimore. So Mick Meyer, who's the president of our association, lobbied to get this North-South game here at Upper Arlington. Now, we've had this All-Star game, but we've kind of combined everything into one game. We've had committee meetings for 9 months now. We've had fundraising. We've worked on logistics. We've worked on just about everything you can imagine for this to happen. The weather's worked out great. We're excited for this to happen. It's just been a super day, and things have worked out very well.
Yeah, this time last year, those umbrellas that you see in the stands, they were being used to shield off the raindrops, you were telling me. A torrential downpour here.
We had puddles everywhere. I spent the afternoon putting sand in the creases, which were soon washed away. I didn't wear shoes all day. I was just as sloppy. It took me about 3 weeks to dry out. But again, we still had a great day. This is great fun for the kids, and they really enjoyed, win or lose, they really enjoy this opportunity to play.
And right now, the guys playing hard. As I mentioned before, if you didn't know any better, you would think this was a playoff game the way they're fighting at each other. Look at that down there. Pushing and shoving on each other. Giving every last ounce of effort to chase after that loose ball.
I think we had one of the players stepping on a stick.
Just can't do that.
No, you can't. It kind of makes it tough to pick up a ball with a foot in your stick.
That's why it's against the rules, I bet.
Absolutely.
White team moving in. Good looking move, but can't convert.
A couple of great chances, a couple of great dodges, and Aaron Shaftel coming up big in the cage.
Greg Gortz had the first shot, and then Hunter Walter had the second, and this is Gortz with it back again. And he looks like a man possessed.
He draws a double team, and he's dumping it out to Dave Fiorini. Dave's having a hard time getting a handle.
Ball moves over to Warren Maxwell. Warren with it.
The active sticks of the defense trying to dislodge that ball, working those hands.
Pass misfired high and hard over the head of the White offensive player, and the Blue kicking it out. But the White recovering. This is Sean McCarthy with it. He gives it up.
Another turnover, and we've got a 4-on-3, and they try to force it to the middle.
2-1, help.
And you hear the call. 2-on-1 for the Blue team. Let the man that was chasing it down, that has the ball now, number 21, Ross Wilson, know exactly what the situation was. He loses it over to Kevin Turner.
Now, the long pulls make it a little bit difficult to play offense because those sticks are so vulnerable to being checked. So what they want to do is get the ball to the offense, and the defense get back to the defensive end where they belong. There's another example of that good diagonal pass. We got a 4-on-3 and a nice quick stick goal by Hunter Walter from University School.
And absolutely nothing Shaftel could do about that one. That one fired about hip high. Let's take a look at it back on the replay.
Again, this all starts off with the diagonal pass. We get the nice pass from the midi coming down the play and hitting Hunter on the backside. The goalie just can't get there.
Hunter received all state honors in 97 and 98 and received all Midwest honors in 1996, 1997, and 1998. He's an honor roll student at the University School and will attend Bedoin College. And he draws his team a little bit closer. It's 6-4. 7:07 to go. 6-4, the Blue team on top. And right now the face-off at a stalemate. Blue had it momentarily, lost it, and picks it back up again. Trying to get it into the offensive end unsuccessfully was the Blue team, and it's picked off by Gordon Friedrich.
Again, controlling that face-off is what you want to do. Nice look to the middle. Aaron Shaftel makes a great save off a nice shot from Bobby Lee.
Lee with an absolute rocket shot. Let's take a look at that save here.
Okay, here comes the ball down the right wing, and he sees the midi Bobby Lee coming right down the pipe. The defense is kind of sleeping here. He fires it down and away, and Aaron Shaftel makes a nice save.
And we're back to live action. White team with another opportunity. Goes a little bit high and behind the net.
We have a crease violation. The offensive player steps in the crease. The ball was awarded to the defense laterally from the goal outside the box. That middle seems to be a little bit loose for the white team. We've had numerous chances of them coming right down the pipe.
42 for the blue is Tim Stenta. He has a goal. Gives it off and behind the net now. Trying to roll around the cage comes the blue team, and over to number 27 is Richie Duchan. Duchan's pass into Carl Ewing. And Carl wheels it back outside.
Nice look to the midi who beat his man up top. And again, we're looking lots of one-on-ones. Going to wind up and let it fly, and sure enough, he does. You know, we talked a little bit about earlier today about how the shafts have changed, and the defense has the advantage with the ultralight titanium shafts.
A far cry from what you used to play with, those wooden shafts, huh?
The wooden shafts were a little bit heavy. By the time that fourth quarter rolled around, well, your arms were about ready to fall off.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to visit a couple of tents before the game started today, and I tried them out, and you're not kidding.
Hunter Wolder mounting another attack. They're going to settle things down, try and get a one-on-one situation.
The white team bounces it in. Another bounced-in goal for the Whites, scored by Warren Maxwell. Warren from Western Reserve. Let's take a look at Maxwell's bounce shot to make it 6-5 blue.
The offense sets the play up nicely by clearing out and giving him room to work. As he drives to the cage, there's no defense close enough to slide to him, and he beats the goalie on the near side pipe.
And that bounce shot has to be a tough one to stop.
Well, again, the goalies are taught to play the stick, and when that stick starts up high and that ball comes low, it makes it real difficult to make the save.
So we have ourselves a one-goal game with 4:53 remaining here in the first half. A very entertaining half of play. The blue team with a one-goal lead. The white team trying to fight their way back. A nice back pick. Set that time by Nick Talent.
Again, here comes a pull down to run the offense, and they're going to want to give it up to the attack.
And the blue gets the ball back.
The one great thing about a game like this is you can be up 3 or 4 goals, and before you know it, you got a ball game again, just like we have right here. Nice face dodge.
I'll tell you what, Coach, that Carl Ewing, he shifted.
He can move. He's created a lot of havoc for a lot of teams. This guy's got great speed. Carl's going to go to UMBC next year.
Carl finished his high school days at Shaker Heights.
You can see him getting back and riding defensively. That's a great trait of a good attackman, getting back and riding. Typically, attackmen don't like playing defense, but he does a nice job.
The ball comes out now to number 14, Nate Kennedy. Kennedy with it again. Gives it up, tries to get it over to Ewing. Ewing picks it up off the ground. There's one of those ground balls you were talking about. And the blue back on the attack.
Again, they're looking for a one-on-one situation. Trying to beat their man. You can see the defense just taking it right to the hands, taking the ball away.
The defensive man on that occasion was John Simon out of Moeller High School in Cincinnati. Back with it now is Diggs. And the blue team with a nice shot right off the pole.
Yep.
The attempt by Duchan.
Oh, that's a great check when you take the stick out of the attackman's hand. Fortunately, he was able to pick that ball right back up. And again, a diagonal skip pass. Tucker Bowman with a great save. And he gets the ball out right away.
Tucker Bowman faces 2 great shots, but able to ward them both off.
And we have a loose ball push. It's awarded to the white team.
And what we're seeing right now is typical of Tucker Bowman, the 98 Division II goalie of the year and the 1998 Division II defensive MVP. There's a timeout on the field, and while we're talking about Tucker Bowman, why don't we heap some more praise upon him? A National Merit Scholar, graduated cum laude, and will attend Columbia University and continue playing lacrosse. Young Tucker, bright future.
He's a big kid with quick hands. And tell you what, that's what you want to have for a kid in the cage.
You see that cage right now in the bottom right-hand portion of your screen. Talk about that cage.
It's a 6x6 goal, and what the goalie wants to do when the attackman's coming at him, he wants to cut the angle down. So he's going to step out much like a hockey goalie does. And as the attackman is close to the cage, the goalie's going to step in. Playing in the cage, the goalie's job is to make up for the mistakes that the people in front of his defensemen make. So a lot of the goals you see aren't necessarily the fault of the goalie, but they may be the fault of the defense that didn't quite do their job.
And you also see something out of the goalies today that's very, very important, and that is their role clearing the ball.
They are the quarterback on the defense. They're calling to the defense who to pick up. They're setting the offense, getting the ball up and out after they've made a save. So they wear two hats when they're down in the cage.
Teams back out on the field. We've got 2:44 to go here in the first half of play. It's the blue team on top 6-5, but the white team has scored 2 unanswered, and the blue team trying to correct that. Carl Ewing's pass goes astray, and the white team picks it up, and there's another guy with a long stick trying to bring it up the field, Brett Stewart, and he has it knocked out of his hands. The white team comes away with it.
Tim Stena picking it up again, going to the cage.
Shot no good. Bobby Lee, number 42, moving the ball in.
Grant Mooney making a move to the cage, and that's Scott Jackson ripping it from on top. Scott led Thomas Worthington in scoring this year. Got a great shot, good speed.
Almost had himself a field goal through the uprights.
That's a problem with shooting that sidearm. You don't have quite the accuracy.
Say that again.
Again, you look in the cross crease pass. That cross crease, everybody's looking at the ball. The guy on the back side is going to be unattended. That's where we want the ball to go.
Eric Granger was the recipient of that cross crease pass. His shot sails out wide. And the blue will have possession. Carl Ewing. Carl Ewing, good one-on-one move. Looking, fires. Finds a man. The shot no good. And the ball cleared by Bohm.
Scott Jackson up and out with it. Scott's going to force the issue here. Makes a nice look across. 1, 2, 3 passes. Gets the defense out of position, but they don't hang on to it. You got a pole open at the midfield. Fast break situation.
Ball cleared. Inside the white, trying to force it away. You can hear those sticks clashing, and it's like you're taking a pole or a stick or a bat to a lawn chair. That's what it sounds like out there. It's no wonder those guys wear those padded gloves.
Boy, it's a good thing you do.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have any fingers left at the end of the day.
You'd be surprised how you feel you feel a check through those gloves anyways.
Blue with the ball. There's Ewing. Inside, finds Stenta.
Again,
the white clears.
Make that diagonal pass. Scott Jackson getting the ball up. Trying to push the ball to the midfield, getting a transition game.
Got a guy in the middle, and he scores it. There he is, number 32, Jim Williams from Wilmington. And we have ourselves a brand new ball game with 25 seconds to go. Let's take a look at Williams' goal.
Well, that starts with Scott Jackson pushing the ball up the field, taking it to the wing. Great feet to the crease, and a nice quick stick goal. And Aaron Shaftel, again, that ball's so quickly across the cage, he doesn't have room, doesn't have time to react to the shot.
Second team All-Ohio was Jim Williams in 97 and 98. First team All-MVLC in 98. GCLA All-Star player, and we'll go to your alma mater, the Ohio State University.
Another Buckeye.
Sure that does your heart good.
Absolutely. That program's on the up and up. Got a great new head coach, plays on the world team in Joe Bresci.
We're winding down here in the first half. 4 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1.
Gonna get a quick shot,
and
doesn't happen.
that'll do it. That's the end of the first half of the Ohio Men's High School All-Star Game with the score tied 6 apiece. And we will be back. Welcome back, getting ready for the second half of action. We have ourselves a tie score. We're going to have 30 minutes of lacrosse coming at you. 6-6 the score, blue and the white, a tight game throughout.
Everything we thought it would be.
And a little bit more. The hitting has been ferocious to this point. You wouldn't know it was an all-star game from the way these guys are going at each other.
Dan Holzheimer controlling the ball off the faceoff.
Something that we saw the blue team do with regularity in the first half.
They're not going to get it in the box. Once the offensive team gains possession, they must get it in the offensive zone in 10 seconds. If not, they lose possession, which just happened.
In other words, across the line closest to the goal that they're heading toward.
Exactly. Again, an attempt by the NCAA to speed the game up. And we've adopted the NCAA rules.
And the reason behind that?
Again, they want to make the game more conducive to TV so more people can watch it, enjoy it, and speed the game up. Feed to the crease. Defense is there.
Carl Ewing has it knocked away from him and picked back up by a teammate, helping him out. Ewing, number 23, number 27 is Dushan. And the ball will go out of bounds and stay with the blue. Blue ball inbounded.
Nobody picked up the attackman behind the cage.
And the white team fortunate to not have a goal scored against it there.
And Chad Cookingham comes up with a big save, making up for the mistake of the defense.
Another change in goal. Number 38 for the white with the ball, Dan Holzheimer. The ball will go out of bounds and will reload.
Mark Engel was throwing checks behind Dan's back. We call that back checking. If he trails a stick, it gives the media a good chance to take a whack at that stick. And it worked out pretty well.
Here come the blue back on the offensive. There's Ewing with the shot. It goes high. Carl Ewing showing some great crease speed.
Carl's all over the place. He's got a knack of being in the right place and sliding in the slots where the defense aren't.
21 for the white, Ross Wilson, and Ross stumbles a bit, regains his footing, and looking to move the ball across.
You see the midi stand back for the pole going over, staying onside.
Mark Engel with it now, number 33 for the blue, has it pop out. Down on the ground for it now. And the white comes away with it. Bruce Schnabel.
See the defense settling in, making sure that the white team doesn't get a transition goal.
Passes in, number 27, Kyle Rose with the shot. No good, and the blue team comes out quickly.
Todd Speck with a nice outlet pass to his defenseman.
Kevin Turner's pass for Duchan goes high and out of bounds. And the white team will gain possession. You see the little guys behind the net in the out-of-bounds circles. Those are the ball boys for the day.
They're an integral part of this game. When that ball goes out of bounds, it takes, particularly on a good hard shot, it's going to take the player a long time to chase that ball out of bounds. These guys have balls, they throw them right in, right away, and then they go chase the ball, so we keep the game moving.
This ball goes out of bounds, rolls underneath the stands, hence the stoppage of play. That little guy wearing a helmet, because those balls will come in and they'll go awry, and it'll hurt if they hit you. That rubber compound is hard, and I saw a young man who got knocked by one, had a welt the size of like North Dakota, something like that. It was a good-sized welt.
It'll leave a nice bruise, and the ball boys, the end line, are going to wear the helmets to make sure they don't put themselves in a situation where they get hit.
An indelible mark.
Absolutely.
Number 40 for the blue is Chuck Neihard. He gives the ball up.
Great stick protection, and we're going to get, I think, a hold or a slash on the blue team.
Richie Duchan was moving into the middle, trying to set himself up for a shot, and it's exactly what we're going to have.
A minute penalty on a slash.
The Blues going to have a one-man advantage. We've seen this before in this game. This will be the third time that there's been a one-man advantage, the second time for the Blue, and neither time has the team with the one-man advantage scored.
Again, most good man-ups are only going to score between 30 and 40% of the time.
There's a shot. Number 40 for the Blue, Chuck Neihard, scores on the quick pass right across the crease. It's the first time we've seen that result in a goal.
I think the defense just kind of got caught. They weren't really set, and Matt Yeager's got the ball in the wing and makes that nice feed to the crease and finished it right off. Matt did a great job finding the open spot.
Neihard, second team All-Ohio honors in 1998, graduated cum laude, and will attend Kent State in the fall. So going to be a golden flash, if you will.
Kent State has a decent club team. They have a varsity program, but most of the MAC schools have the club programs, so the kids have an opportunity to keep playing. And big old scrum in the middle of the field, and the blue team's up and away with it.
That's Andrew Derringer with it now, number 30. Gives it up to Duchan.
If you take a look at the offensive set that the team's using, most of the teams today are using a 2-2-2 set, which means you have two people on the crease, two behind, and two middies up top. Gives the offense more room to work, and it creates a defense to move in such a way that makes it difficult to cover people.
Here's Duchan again, try to work it back into the middle.
We have a deflection off one of the white defensemen. Now that goal, even though the blue team really didn't score it, that goal will go to the crease man or the in-home.
Now let's take a look at it. An unusual play coming up on our replay that gives the Blue an 8-6 advantage.
You can see Richie Duchan driving the cage, and he feeds the crease, and the defenseman there in a good position to knock the pass down. He does a great job knocking the pass down, but unfortunately he knocks into his own goal.
And you talked about being in the right place at the right time for Carl Ewing. He'll get credited for the goal because he was the guy there.
Absolutely. He didn't touch the ball.
So Carl gets the goal.
So Christmas comes early for Carl.
On the first day of summer, nonetheless.
Absolutely.
There's Derringer scooping it up off the ground, or trying to at least. He comes up with it. Fighting off the long sticked pokes of Friedrich, who knocks the ball away.
And again, he's going to give up that ball right away to let the short poles play the offense. A little bit of a force there. The ball didn't go out of bounds. The grass a little bit longer over on that side.
Grant Cease fell down while trying to make the reception, and I'll tell you what, this field has already had one game played on it, and
again, this whole process of getting this game ready, the organization, they've done a great job at Upper Arlington getting the field ready and just everything, the logistics going into this whole lacrosse classic has been superb.
ball picked up by the defense and given to the goalie.
Again, you want to get the ball to the goalie because he's looking forward. He's got a better view of the field, and it's easy for him to make the outlet because he's protected by the crease.
Makes the nice outlet, and the ball winds up with Scott Mayhew.
You know, the offense is doing a nice job getting the ball in the right spot. They're just a couple of inches off. I think the timing's off a little bit because these guys just haven't played with each other.
And there's that long pole getting knocked away. Number 12 for the White. That was Sean McCarthy trying to control the ball, and it's really not fair. He's got that long stick, and these short poles just come up from behind him and knock the ball out.
The blue just got away with being offside, and the official didn't quite catch it, and they get the ball back, and there's a great, great save. Chad Cookingham just gets a piece of it with the butt end.
Shot was absolutely rifled in that time.
Scott Mayhew. He's got time and space to wind up, and he lets it fly. That ball's going to travel somewhere between 90 and 100 miles an hour when given the time to wind up.
Let's take a look at that save by Cookingham.
See, Scott comes in. The defense kind of get a little confused. He uses the screen, and boom, the goalie steps up. Cookingham does a great job getting a piece of it.
Ball goes out of bounds. Cookingham, third team All-Ohio honors in 98 and was honorable mention All-Midwest. He will be going to Dartmouth University.
We just had a horn. When the ball goes out of bounds on the sideline, that is the only time that the teams are allowed to substitute during a dead ball situation. They're allowed to sub on the fly as they do in hockey. When one man comes off, one man can come on, but the only time during a dead ball is when the ball goes out of bounds on the sideline.
White team working it around. Behind the net now. And over to number 28, Greg Schmidt. Gives it up, gets it back. Fires into the middle. Good looking cut that time by Kyle Rose.
Again, the offense wants to play a little cat and mouse game, catch the defense sleeping and cut while the defense is watching the ball.
Had one of those situations right there. The shot missed. Shot again, good. If it once you don't succeed, you must try again, young man.
Johnny McGrail is in the right place at the right time. Greg Schmidt cut across the crease, missed the ball on a quick stick, and Johnny sitting on the backside getting the bunny.
Number 43, Johnny McGrail, comes from St. Charles. Let's take a look at Johnny's goal here to make it 8-7 Blue.
Just at the right place at the right time. The goalie had come out for the original cut, leaving the goal wide open.
McGrail earned MVP honors for the St. Charles Cardinals in '88. He will play lacrosse for the Ohio Wesleyan Battling Bishops.
Again, there's that advantage, that long pole in the faceoff. He's got the reach on the short pole.
Number 40 for the Blue, Chuck Neihart, with the ball, works it back outside.
You know, when you think about that, the defense has to run backwards. The offense is running forwards. Obviously, the offense has a great, great advantage.
Gives it up to Tim Stenta, who gets sandwiched in between two White defenders, and here comes the speed of the White team.
Scott Jackson forcing the issue going the backside.
Shot good. Good looking shot.
Kyle Rose picks up the ball and puts it between the legs of Todd Sveck.
Take a look at it again, folks. Scoops it up off the ground.
Stays with it. Right there, the 5 spot, right between the legs.
And like you said before, Coach, you can have a couple goal advantage, but all of a sudden it turns right back around and comes back.
Grade 8, knotted up.
Kyle named All-Cincinnati and All-State in 1997, a GCLA All-Star in 98. He will attend Marietta University in the fall. All of these young men going on to bigger and better things in their futures.
Matt Yeager, the great little quick move on the face. kind of squirts the ball forward, gets the blue the possession.
8-8 our score, 7:37 to go here in the third quarter.
And the blue team failed to get the ball within the 10 seconds inside the offensive box.
Second time we've seen that from them.
You know, it really doesn't. You would think that during a game that would happen quite often. But typically we have it happen maybe once or twice a game.
Just shows you the proficiency and the speed with which these athletes move on a regular basis. You see the white team just barely getting back on sides there. Here's a shot and good. Good looking play that time.
Matt Brandis from Scioto does a great job carrying the ball down and finding the backside open.
Take a look at it again.
This is all set up by the defenseman. Carrying the ball down, drawing everybody to him. The attackman makes a great catch and puts it down and away for the goal.
And take a look at the stick work. Goes high up for it and puts it right back down. A timeout on the field.
Matt Brandis gets an assist on that. An assist counts the same points as a goal does.
The man on the receiving end of that assist was Grant Cease. Grant is the recipient of an academic scholarship and will attend Bowling Green University. Another guy going to a MAC school. He earned second team All-Ohio honors in 97 and 98. He had 58 goals this past year.
That's putting him away.
It's getting the job done on a regular basis.
Just like Grant just showed us, a guy that scores 58 goals tells me he can finish breaks off, which he just did.
Now, we've been talking about the long sticks and the short sticks. Let's talk about we touched on it a little bit earlier, the difference between the wood and the titanium. Talk about some other improvements in the equipment that these guys are wearing.
If we want to talk about the sticks real quickly, the sticks now have a 2-inch sidewall, which makes it more difficult to check the ball out. You look at the helmets the boys are wearing now. They're lighter. They're a better peripheral vision. The game has changed greatly. Things are moving at such a great pace technology-wise. These kids are better athletes now. And with better equipment, the game's getting much better.
7:18 to go in the game. 8-9 your score. The white team in front. So I guess that would be 9-8. And we have ourselves another face-off.
Depends on whose point of view you're looking from.
Number 43 for the white picks it up. He's Johnny McGrail. Looking for a cutter. Finds a man on the left side.
Looks cross crease again.
Here's that advantage you were talking about for the defense. The goalie has to give it up. Big back check. Here comes number 33, Mark Engel. He survives the contact and fires his pass a little high.
Throws a behind-the-back pass. It doesn't quite hit the mark. Getting a little fancy with the ball.
And the blue and the white going after it with every possible means. Number 9 for the white clears it. And here comes the white.
Again, you can see the speed is going to make things open up.
Shot on goal, bounce shot saved and cleared out.
Speck with an easy save, and he gets the ball up to Mark Engel right away.
Mark has a combination of speed and power.
He's got some nice finesse, too.
Seen on that crisp pass.
Quick ball movement is going to make the defense move. It's going to take away the backups.
Here comes the blue on the attack. Back up top, that's Nyhart, number 40. Over to Tim Stenta. Stenta to the right side. Some fancy footwork being displayed as tries to avoid the long stick. Here's Stenta with it.
Here comes a double team. We get the dish to the crease and doesn't quite find its mark.
And out comes the long stick.
And you've got a 4-on-3. Actually, it's a 5-on-3. But the ball doesn't move. If the ball doesn't move, you don't make the defense move.
Man loses his footing, and here comes the blue.
You can hear him yell, wheels, wheels, wheels. That tells, hey, move the ball, get it going.
Shot on goal, no good. Nice looking save.
Jeff Sabota takes a nice shot from point blank, and Chad Cookingham snuffs it.
And here comes the Whiteback with a 1-goal lead, 4:52 to go.
This has been up and down, and you can see these guys got to be in great shape to play this game.
Well, particularly given the heat that we've had today. It's been a cooker out there. Here comes Yeager. Gives it up
to Sabota with a nice fake. Chad Cookingham, another one. That's a good look by Jeff, but Jeff put him on the stick side. You want to take that shot off stick.
Cookingham has been put in the cooker. Has done the job. Shot all the way down. Nate Reed, coast to coast, number 44 for the White. Puts it in. Rattles the nylon in. Gives the White a 10-8 lead.
Again, Nate catches the defense sleeping. He brings it down. Goalie's guessing high. He shoots it low. It's an easy bunny.
Nate Reed from Moeller High School, honorable mention All-Ohio. He will attend Wittenberg and plans to play lacrosse for the Tigers. We have ourselves a 10-8 ball game in favor of the White. They've scored 2 unanswered. We've seen this pretty much all game long. Whoa, some serious work being done with the stick to the top of the head.
Yeah, playing taps on the face mask there.
And you just can't do that.
Unfortunately, you're not going to get away with that.
Dan Holtzmeyer on the receiving end. He trots off the field.
We have an extra man situation for the White. Sounds like the White team's going to take a timeout, set something up, see what they can do. You know, this is, we had said 18, 19 goals. I think at the rate we're going, we're going to reach that easily.
Well, we're already at the 18-goal mark with 4:19 to go.
It's a lot easier. You'll find
and as you mentioned at the opening, the play in the beginning a little bit sloppy. But as the teams have settled down and gotten to know each other, and I mean probably gotten to know each other's voices a little bit better,
you'd be surprised
when you're calling out the men. The play is certainly shaped up and looked much crisper the last couple of minutes.
You'd be surprised how just hearing a voice that you recognize helps you get into position. Mm-hmm. So defensively, you become a little bit more confident, a little stronger. Offensively, you know where to throw the ball to. Yeah, the transition game, I think, as the kids get tired and they keep replacing the middies, you're going to find the transition game is going to make a big difference as the game winds down the stretch here.
Now, these midfielders, they have a lot of ground to cover, don't they?
They've got to play offense and defense, and we're looking just between the restraining lines. We're talking 40 yards right there and another 20 yards to each goal. So they got to be able to motor 80 yards from goal to goal, 2-3 times in one run.
4:19 to go. The blue team started out real strong. What do they need to do in order to stop this onslaught from the White?
They got to put the ball past Chad Cookingham, take some better shots. They've certainly had chances.
Chad Cookingham has thwarted those chances here in the third period.
White's in a 3-3 set with everybody up in front of the cage. They're going to cut 2 guys, throw the ball to the backside, and oops, out of bounds.
A little too high.
That's not exactly the play that Coach Carmichael set up during the timeout.
Coach John Carmichael from the Wellington School, Matt Cowper, Jim McDonald from Walsh Jesuit, the coaching staff of the White team, Jared Brown from Worcester, Craig Gallagher from Shaker Heights, the men managing the boys in blue.
Now, the blue team is down a man, so the White team can press them. They can double team the ball until the penalty has expired. At this point in time, the White team, they're not quite getting there.
And the blue team content to just burn some time, and now they get that man back on.
So now we're back to even strength. Typically at the end of a penalty, when man comes on, that's where you get the mix-ups, where the defense aren't quite sure who to cover and where you get the easy goals.
And with the ball now, Tim Stenta coming off of a nice roll dodge, but as he was going to take the shot, got a nice push.
That's a great move and a shot right off the roll that makes it tough for the goalie to see that.
Bobby Lee giving him a shove that sends the shot up and away.
Again, if you look, you're creating space out top. You got to pick off the crease. Oh, nice fake.
Ball rattles off the side of the net. No good, but the blue controls, and
We have a flag down.
Laundry again.
Matt Brand is putting some lumber on J.P. Brewer.
Penalty.
As soon as that ball goes down, the play is stopped, and the offensive team is awarded the ball with the extra man situation.
So just as moments ago the blue was a man down, so now is the white, with 2:49 to go in the third quarter, and the blue needing 2 to get even. They're down 10-8 at this point.
I mean, actually, my wife's running the labs all day.
Blue team puts it in play. Has it knocked away. Matt Yeager down there for it. He's number 44 for the blue, and he will come up with it. Comes up with the loose ball.
You got the backside open.
There it is, and there's the goal. Just that easy. J.P. Brewer puts it in.
J.P. got Chad Cookingham up off his feet with the height fake and then finishes it low for the empty netter.
Take a look at it again.
You see J.P. gets the ball, makes a nice catch, gets the goalie out of position, and finishes with an open net.
Beautiful ball fake that time by J.P. Brewer. He's having a whale of a game.
Very frustrating for the goalie. Not much he can do.
From that Worthington Kilbourne. Familiar with that guy?
Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
Did you teach him that move?
I don't know about that. We probably talked about that a few times. JP played attack for us. He played midfield for us. He scored 44 points this year for us, one of our captains. Just a great kid.
And he draws his blue team to within a goal at 9-10 with 2:30 to go, and the blue wins the faceoff. Here it comes again.
And across crease.
There he is. Off the side of the net.
Right
Brewer
off the
unable to
face-off.
convert there. But the pressure right back on Cookingham. And the long stick pokes it away, but then loses it.
We're going to get a 10-second count here. Nope, we lose the ball out of bounds. That's what's so great about this game. Right after the face-off, you can come down and bang one right away. And JP had a chance there, didn't quite find the net on that particular situation.
Ball back in play for the blue and in the hands of Derringer.
That's mostly true.
There he is, number 30. Wheeling it around, working toward the middle. Has it bumped out and cleared nicely and kicked away. And here comes the long stick.
Gordon Friedrich bringing the ball down to the attack.
Gets rid of it. The ball stops just shy of the end line and saved nicely there. And we're going to have ourselves a whistle.
Again, we have a 10-second call. Even though the ball was beyond the line, it wasn't in the offensive area, which is marked by the dash lines. So it's a loss of possession.
So it has to be inside the box, not just over
Exactly.
the solid
It
line.
has to be in the box. And here's another. Well, this was outside the box, but we got to play on. The official raised his hand and let you know a call is coming. And in that particular situation, we had a loose ball push.
Loose ball push going against Greg Gortz, who the blue team has done a nice job of quieting down. He was pretty loud in the first half. All over the place was that Greg Gortz. Here comes Brewer around behind the net.
Another
we have
flag.
ourselves a penalty
I
flag.
think we're going to get a hold here on Friedrich. And again, the offense, as long as they stay within the box here, can play for as long as they like. But once the ball hits the ground, as it did there, the referee blows the whistle.
And you're exactly right, Coach. A hold coming against the white, and so they will go a man down.
That defensive player cannot impede the progress. He has to give the offensive player equal pressure. If it's not equal, they're going to call that hold.
But unlike the last foul, which was a minute, this one just 30 seconds.
Right.
So the blue with the man advantage for a half a minute here with 1:05 to go and a 10-9 white advantage. So the blue with a chance to tie up the game here late in the third quarter.
We're subbing on the man up, which is somewhat unusual.
Here's Brewer fighting, battling for possession. The ball stopped dead. We have a call. I don't know if they're going to let him play on.
That's a play-on call. The official raised his hand and realizes if he blows the whistle, he takes away the advantage from the offense. So he keeps the ball in the play. Jeff Sabota with the ball. Looks to the backside. The goalie's out. Chad Cookingham again. He's in the right place at the right time and makes a nice save.
A wonderful opportunity that time for the blue, thwarted by Cookingham. And here comes the white. And Greg Gortz, shot on goal, no good.
If I burn 20 rolls of film, I could get to any game I wanted, whether I was shooting for them or not.
Not much time. They're going to want to get that ball to the crease as quickly as possible.
2 seconds left.
The backside's open, but the D knocks it down. Great play to save what could have been an easy goal.
And that's the end of the third quarter of play. The Ohio Men's High School Lacrosse All-Star Game with the score, white team 10, blue team 9. We will be back.
But on the other hand, I mean, I did that for a little bit.
Steve Reed.
Back here getting set for the last 15 minutes of play of the Ohio Men's All-Star Game. It's been a good one so far, very entertaining. The white team on top by a goal at 10-9. And this face-off is symbolic of what we've seen all game long.
Brian England bringing
physical play.
Brian's been great on the face-off, coming up with loose balls and making things happen.
The ball loose in the middle, and the white team comes up with a fortuitous bounce.
Happy birthday.
And the new goalie in for the blue being put right to the test. That's Steve Reed from Worcester.
The other thing that happens is when somebody hires a guy out
in goal.
They pay shit.
And the blue team has the ball. Chuck Neihart bringing it down. Has it poked away from him by Kyle Rose, and here comes Rose.
You got everybody on that side of the cage, which makes kind of an unbalanced situation. But Scott Jackson takes a nice rip and finishes it.
Scott's goal coming up on the replay here. Let's take a look at exactly how it happened.
Again, you had a bad pass. Offense picks it up. Scott finds a little alley right in front of the cage. Nice little jump shot to the off-stick side on Steve Reed.
And Scott Jackson's goal gives the white a 2-goal cushion at 11-9.
Tell you what,
just 41 seconds into this fourth quarter.
2 goals is not going to hold up, I'll guarantee you that much.
You promised an offensive, exciting game. We've seen 20 goals so far, and I have a good feeling, given the start of this one, that we're going to see some more.
Yeah, we're going to see a few more, that's for sure.
The blue team has control of the face-off again. Here comes the ball. Derek Diggs with it. He gives it up. Over to Sabota. Sabota gets it back, playing a little toss out in front. Here comes the crease pass. Try to fire it back over to Jeff. Pass goes astray, but the blue team able to recover, and Jeff puts it in back behind the net.
Bit of a force feed to the crease. Man wasn't really looking for it.
The long stick picks it up and has it poked away from him. And, Coach, I'm telling you, that's just not fair. Well, guy's carrying the pole, and the short stick pokes it out from underneath him.
Unfortunately, that's the way the game goes. And being an attackman, yeah, I'd agree with you. But I'm sure the defense wouldn't say that was quite unfair.
Bruce Schnabel, number 45, passes off, and they set up the offense. Does the white team up 2 goals?
Got a nice,
big speed,
good speed, good size. Nate Reed with a move to the cage. We got a time and space shot. Crank from on top. Number 29.
There's a lot of guys that are hurting from that. So some of the guys right now,
he's not on my roster.
Guys that aren't as good but have all the equipment.
White passing behind the net, bringing it back out, trying to set up the offense.
Again, the offense is trying to find somebody on defense that's not paying attention.
The pass toward Kyle Rose sails wide, and Kyle was unable to net it. Beautiful facility that we have here at Upper Arlington High School. Nice stadium, lights. Might come in handy a little bit later on today.
Yeah, we're anticipating somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 people. If we get that, that'd be wonderful. But with all the tickets we sold, we're hoping to have a nice crowd on hand, and the weather certainly has helped today.
This is big not only for these programs that are involved here in Ohio, but also lacrosse in the Midwest as a whole, bringing this tournament west of Baltimore.
This is the first time the upcoming game, the North-South National Games, ever been outside of Baltimore. And this is really going to put Ohio on the map in terms of
all those other things.
not necessarily powers in lacrosse, but people are going to know, hey, we put on a great show and people out here know how to play this game.
And also you mentioned something in our conversations a little bit earlier today, and that is the fact the number of scouts that are out here, they're going to start thinking about Ohio as a place to come
Exactly.
to find talent.
We've seen assistant coaches from Duke. Oh, there's a bunny out front. Tackman goes high and away. Shoots right over the top of the cage. We've seen coaches from Princeton, from Duke, from North Carolina, from Ohio State, looking at kids, particularly for the this underclass game later this evening. It's great to see those people coming out to Ohio to take a look and see what we have to offer.
He's like this all the time, you know?
Good defense
Some
being
things that just should never stop.
shown by the white, but we have ourselves a
Like for
penalty.
We have a loose ball push.
Am I right?
Ball's on the ground. The defenseman pushed the midi. Ball's awarded back to the blue.
That's all right. They'll let it.
Blue has it and begins to set up their offensive attack. Good one-on-one skills.
Good. You got a
Gets
bunch
the
of
ball
stuff.
behind the net.
See what I've done so far.
Back to the left side.
White tent there, the
And
first
into the
one.
crease around the back. Had the backside open.
Tried to do the wraparound around the goalie.
Pardon?
The goalie did-
JP Brewer was standing
I heard it.
at the right pole, but
EJ Stapler came out and stuffed Mark England.
I'm going to look through your lens when I get back.
the white on the attack now, trying to add to their 2-goal lead with 11:25 to go. But the blue able to come away with it, and there's another poke away and an open look. Thwarted. Steve Reed comes up big in net for the blue, and he clears it out quickly. And the
Oops.
ball rolls by.
The defense misses it.
Blue with an easy opportunity, and there he is, Jeff Sabota.
Jeff gets a gift. Jeff gets a gift and gets a one-on-one with the goalie and puts it past EJ Stapler.
Take a look at it again.
The defense just missed the ball. It's kind of a big-time boo-boo, and EJ's got no chance of making that save. He takes it down the way, and he's got no chance.
Jeff already has a goal on the day. He will be attending Radford University in the fall, and he plans to play lacrosse for the Highlanders. And I'll tell you what, I don't think the defense was really expecting the ball to come across. They saw the offensive man going for the ball, and I think they just were pretty much expecting him to catch it.
Yeah, they froze for a second. Oops, there it goes.
And like you said, you don't want to let that ball get loose in the middle.
No, you don't. That's the worst place again for that ball to be.
Look at this shot here. Gives you a sense of exactly what's going on the face-off, the physicality.
Quickness and strength is what's going to win that face-off.
And this time, quickness and strength on the side of Dan Holzheimer for the white, who clears it into the offensive zone. And the white team sees their
great
lead
play.
cut to one, and
Great little give and go.
and the shot just high.
Yet Greg Schmidt gave the ball right back to Grant Cease, and Grant shot a bit high over the cage.
Grant tried that bounce shot that I'm a big fan of, and for the first time today, that one goes over the net instead of in.
I think it's that new grass that Arlington put in.
Bit of the AstroTurf bounce. Mark Engel bringing it down for the blue. Gives it off to Deshaun. Or pardon me, that's JP Brewer. Brewer has been an offensive force. He's been behind that net all day long and very active.
There's a
The
nice,
blue.
good pickup. Number 42, Tim Sten, has got a nice stick. Went down, hung onto the ball.
White unable to come up with the loose one. The blue able to, and some big whacks being taken. It's Zucher.
Ryan Zurcher still's got the ball. Chuck Nyhart takes a rip from out top, and EJ Stapler's right there to make the save. Ooh,
Oh, big lick.
a nice kiss. How do you do? And I think
Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down.
Take a look at this lick one more time. How would you like to be in the middle of this sandwich?
you know, it looks a lot worse than it really is because the attackman's really not expecting it. It's certainly a legal hit. It's below the shoulders, and he just catches him with his weight off balance. So there's another.
Shot on goal, but nice save by the blue.
Steve Reed with a save, but we had a White attackman in the crease. I think he was pushed in. That's why they're giving the ball back to White. That was number 32, Jim Williams, who landed in the crease. Things are getting a little aggressive here.
Getting
Like
a
we're
little
gonna get a hold
physical.
there.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
There it is.
We got everything flying.
Trying to hog tie the attacker.
Mitty stepped up, tried to play him, got a stick caught around his throat.
You say that so nonchalantly, stick caught around his throat. I don't know if I'm very comfortable with that.
Well, I think the way they're playing it, with the Mitty running at that pace, it's certainly not going to hurt him.
11-10. The white team out in front with 9:07 to go. But that's just an example, an illustration of what we've seen pretty much all day long. Very physical, very aggressive play. Both teams really going at each other, and it's fun to see the guys take the game seriously.
Absolutely. I think what it also says, when a kid runs through a check like that, when you got a stick around your neck, it says something for the strength and power of that kid with the ball.
Also says something about his heart, that he's not going to just go down and take the flop.
The offense here is having a tough time handling the ball in that 3-3 set.
The white with the man advantage, unable to take advantage, and the blue team clears it out.
And again, that blue team, if they have to get the ball to the offensive end, they're going to be down a man.
They get the man back quickly. And the white team comes out of the blue offensive zone with it.
But I think at this point in time, the penalty's expired, so the extra man situation is off. Someone better pick up. Shoots wide.
The white team's Bobby Lee comes through unchecked. Some miscommunication that time by the blue. And I think that was something that you alluded to, only going the other way. You said that when the man comes back on, that usually it's the defense that has the problem picking up. Well, this time the man came back onto defense and didn't know who to pick up. And obviously some miscommunication, but it doesn't cost the blue team there.
You're going to expect that in a game like this where the kids don't get a chance to practice every situation.
Point blank shot by Greg Gortz.
Greg Gortz makes a nice move, but unfortunately doesn't finish it and says hello to the post.
Take a look at this one. Greg Gortz getting familiar with the cage.
Beats his man to the inside. Defenseman goes over the head. Another nice face dodge. They're going for the sticks. And the goalie actually got a piece of it on his hands, and Greg almost put himself out. Good show of athletic ability there.
Steve Reed just trying to get in the way of Gortz and the ball. Able to get a piece. The white back on the offensive. Steve Reed has had his feet put to the coals. Come out looking okay so far.
See that defense. I'm not sure they're going to call a ward. I think what the defense, number 8, Kevin Turner, lifted up on the Mitty's hands, and the Mitty tried to free his hand from being lifted, and the referee called him for a ward.
7:14 remaining and rolling. The white team out in front, 11-10. The blue team in need of a goal to tie this one up. And back out onto the field for the blue team is one of their most offensive players, Carl Ewing.
An unforced error up the sideline, a long pass out of bounds, giving the white the ball back.
White team will trigger from the far side.
Oops, that's not the pass you want. All of a sudden, you got 3 guys in front of the cage, but the ball doesn't make it in. Ball goes out of bounds.
Pass was fired for Ewing, and Carl tried to climb the ladder, but he's just not that tall in order to be able to go up and get that one, and he's playing with the short stick. So ball sails out of bounds. White back right on the attack. There's a case of moving without the ball.
Right. He was looking to shoot the ball before he had it.
Nice looking feed attempt that time by Greg Albers. Ball finally scooped up off the ground by the blue. He's got to get rid of it.
Uh-oh.
And the white,
we got
some serious advantage.
We got
5 on
3. 4 on 3. Hunter Walter didn't quite tuck a stick enough. Now we got a break going the other way.
Now here comes the blue team right back on the offensive. There's Mark Engel.
He looks diagonally and doesn't connect. Mark's open on the crease.
There he is. Oh, and the shot goes high. Tried that bounce pass again, or that bounce shot rather, and for the second straight time on a shot such as that, it sails over the cage. Duchon gives it up to Ewan. Carl with it.
He's going to make something happen here.
Yeah, he is. Look at those double roll moves. First one way, then the other, into the crease.
He's going to run laps around the goal until he gets
Shot
the shot.
no good. And I'll bet you he'll beat everybody around, too.
I bet you he will.
He's the road runner out there. Big-time quickness.
Carl was an All-American, one of the 5 All-Americans from Ohio this year. First time we've had a Division II player make All-American.
And he's showing you why today. The blue team, with some sloppy offense there, recovers and looks to set up something a little more structured. Here he comes, and it's good. You can put it on the board.
Mark Engel, one of the go-to guys for Upper Arlington this year.
Mark Engel ties the score at 11 with 5:13 to go. A big goal from Mark Engel, and he has been playing a seriously good game today. We saw him back in the third quarter take an absolute shot, roll off of it, and continue down the field on offense. And there he comes through with the game-tying goal with 5:13 to go, and we are exactly as we were when we began. 22 goals scored in this game, and you look like the prophet.
Not sure about that. Again, here we go. Scott Jackson on the break, dishes it down. Oh.
And right back the other way, some 4 seconds later, the white team puts it in.
Steve Reed did the only thing he could do. Comes out to play the attackman, gives him a nice pop, but the attackman's got the presence of mind to drive it home.
Take a look at this one right off the face-off.
Scott does a great job, just a straight push out top, comes up with the ball, the defenseman draws to the ball, throws to the attackman, boom, finishes it. You know, the great thing about this game, we had a situation this year in a game, we scored 3 goals in a matter of 42 seconds. So a game like this where you can score, you know, very quickly, you're never out of it.
And that was a great looking picture given to us by our cameraman. That was beautiful. The white team back with a 1-goal lead. The blue team trying to maintain contact, and right now they need to stop the ball.
And a dish and a nice move.
Shot on goal. No good. We're going to have ourselves a penalty. And
Warren Maxwell from reserve. I'm not sure he thought he still had the ball in tight. Found out he had the ball and shoots a little wide.
You hear the scream of agony as he realized that he had the ball and didn't necessarily take the shot that he wanted to.
He may get another chance here. Blue team got a slash on the play. They're going to get an extra man situation.
Certainly not what you want if you're the blue. You battle all the way back to tie the game, and then you give up the quick one off the faceoff, and now you're down a man. The white on the offensive, working it around.
We got all 6 up top of the cage. Everybody's in a good position to shoot.
Coach Carmichael likes this set when he's got the man advantage. We've seen this today.
We cut 2 guys at crease. Scott Jackson comes across and hits the pipe.
Unlucky that time for Jackson. Here they come again. Fired to the wing. Back up top. There's Jackson, and it's good. Scotty Jackson gets it done, and he's been doing it all in the last minute and a half. 2 goals in the last minute. Let's take a look at it again. Scott Jackson from up top gives it a fake, the jump shot, and puts it in.
Scott did a great job of running through Scott Tucker, used his body well, got past him and put the ball downstairs on Steve Reed.
Scott's 3rd goal of the game, unofficially.
That's the kind of play that Scott Jackson made all year for Thomas Worthington.
And the blue team now faces a 2-goal hole with 4:06 to go, an illegal procedure, and the white team will take another face-off.
The blue team moved on the face-off, moved before the whistle.
Shot on goal sails high. Shot taken that time by Greg Gortson. Greg hangs his head in frustration. And the blue team will still be on defense as White was closest to the ball when it sailed out of bounds. White team setting it up. 3:47 to go. The blue needs some instant offense.
The White's going to try and put this game out of reach. They figure they can get a nice shot in tight, rattle Steve Reed's cage a little bit, make something happen.
To Reed's credit, there hasn't been too much he can do about the last two shots. We have ourselves another penalty coming down. Blue number 5 with a slash. Add on Brian England, and so the blue will go down a man yet again, and so Steve Reed will be tested and tested some more, and we have ourselves a timeout. And as I said, poor Steve Reed in the goal. There wasn't too much he could do on the one coming off the face-off, was there?
He's seeing a lot of rubber at this point in time. Now, I'm going to bet you anything. They're going to set up a play for Scott Jackson.
Oh, you have to.
And
I mean, he's the guy with the hot hand, right?
On the other hand, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see defensively, to see them counter and either shut him off or shift the defense toward him so he doesn't get the ball.
When you do such a thing and you're a man down, that leaves somebody open.
Well, what you've got to do is you've got to change your defense. Typically what you want to do, you shut off a man, and instead of playing a 5-man rotation like you might normally do, you change to a box. You play a box and one.
So a little bit more of a zone.
Exactly. So I'll bet you I think that's what Coach Gallagher's going to come up with, and Jared Brown from Worcester going to come up with some kind of strategy to try and stop this extra man situation.
It certainly has been an enjoyable game thus far. 24 goals, 13 for the White, 11 goals for the Blue. We have 3:27 to go. The team's coming out of the timeout. They've gotten their fluids, taken their water in, gotten a little bit of a breather in.
You know, 4 of the last 5 years, this senior Ohio All-Star game has come down to a 1-goal game.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, this really doesn't surprise me.
The intensity with which these guys have played for all 60 minutes of this ball game, very impressive to see. Team's about ready to get going.
Scott Jackson putting the gear on. See what happens.
We'll take a look at exactly what the White does.
Go a little pressure here.
There's Scott Jackson with the ball. His shot is good. Scott Jackson. I'm not hiring you as a mind reader.
Well, you kind of knew that was going to. Scott's been awful hot offensively, and they gave him a little gap, and boy, did he take it.
Let's take a look at exactly what Scott did to get open and how he converted on his opportunity once he got it in order to give the White a 3-goal lead with 3:14 to go.
Scott's just kind of hanging in the middle here. Defense really doesn't pick him up. You can see him taking a look. We're double teaming the ball up top, which is going to leave somebody open in the middle. Catches the ball, and he puts the ball in the best place he can. He's going to put it on the off-pipe side. And again, Steve Reed really didn't have a chance to make that save.
Not at all. So a
Here
3-goal advantage for the White, and here comes the White again. Speed just too much right now. There's Steve Reed. Nice looking save, and here comes the Blue. The Blue needs to score and score in a hurry. They're down 3 with 3:01 to go.
Carl Ewing running through a check.
Here comes their instant offense, Carl Ewing.
There's a nice feed to the middle. Now I thought we were going to get a penalty there. Great
There's
look.
Carl. Shot saved by the goalie.
E.J. Stapler just happened to be in the right place, hit him right in the leg.
And I don't think that we've called E.J. Stapler's name all quarter long. The Blue has had no offensive opportunities to speak of this entire quarter. That was the best one thus far, and Stapler out of the goal at this point. You have to be careful if you're the White. Feeds it out of bounds and gets back into goal. Deshaun will
Actually, if you're going to lose the ball in that situation, it's probably better to lose the ball out of bounds on the sideline with a dead ball when the defense can sub in their poles and get set than it would be to force a pass and get a scramble in an unsettled situation coming at you.
Sure, you have the feeling that Stapler just kind of pitched that one out in order to do exactly that.
Really not a bad move.
Here comes Duchon. He has it knocked away from him, unable to pick it back up. It's a 3-on-1 out there, and the White comes away with it. And the White, with 2:04 remaining in a 3-goal lead, looks to add to it. Ryan Garvey gives it up.
Now, the last 2 minutes of the game, you hear the officials yell, keep it in. The offensive team, or the team that is leading, must keep the ball in the offensive zone. What happens, the field shrinks. If they step out of the box, basically it's the same as the ball going out of bounds. This is to avoid a stall tactic by the offense.
The Whites certainly not stalling. They're going right on the attack, and Steve Reed able to thwart that one.
And the defense wants to push the offense out to get that turnover.
1:26 to go. Blue needs to score and score in a hurry.
Comes Jeff Sabota. He's got a 4-on-3 to
Gives it
Carl
over to
Ewing.
Carl.
Cross crease feed.
Just missed wide. A good look.
Scott Mayhew didn't quite have enough angle to put that one away.
They've come few and far between for the Blue in this quarter. Duchon tries to get it in. Is unsuccessful.
Danny Savage with the ball from Thomas Worthington getting up and out.
His feed comes across, and it's loose in the middle. Reed tried to come out and get it, misfired. Does collect it, and he's tackled from behind.
We get a takedown. The blue team's going to have a man-up opportunity to finish. Actually, it's only a 30 seconds, so they'll be man down the 30 of the last 39 seconds.
We saw 2 goals scored within a period of about 20 seconds for the White team, so for the Blue to make a run at this, not completely out of the realm of possibilities, but they need to get one right now.
They need to score right away.
There's one of the guys to do it for them, J.P. Brewer. He gets it on the give and go. The shot goes wide.
Great little move. He and Jeff Sabota had a little game going, a little two-man game, took advantage of the one guy up top, but didn't put it on cage.
28 seconds to go. The Blue tries to get it back out in front. The ball will roll out wide. Those precious seconds ticking away for the Blue. It's at 18, it's 17. The White has it. They'll clear it out. It's picked off by the Blue. They'll feed it into Morgan. And it's offsides as
it's academic at this point.
The midfielder came across. But a very entertaining game. This Ohio Men's All-Star Classic. It's a good one.
I think the kids got to feel pretty good about this. This was a fun game, and they played very hard.
And very competitive. 25 goals scored, 14 for the White team, 11 for the Blue. That makes the White the 14-11 winner. And a good game played by all, Coach.
I'd have to agree with you, Joe. It's been great fun. It's in a long line of tradition of great all-star games by the best senior players in Ohio.
And these guys, some of them going on to play college lacrosse. Others, this their final game.
Could be the last game some of these guys are ever going to play, which makes this game even more special.
And you could see some of that intensity being displayed out there today. Well, that'll do it for us. The final score, the White 14, the Blue 11. This has been the 1998 Ohio Classic All-Star Lacrosse Games, a presentation of the Ohio Lacrosse Foundation and Mills James Productions.